Good morning, afternoon, and evening, SuperCoach Elites. Welcome back to another SuperCoach Elites podcast, proudly sponsored by the Patreons at patreon.com/SC Elites and our mates at supercoachchampions.com.au. My name's Corey, and as always, alongside me is the Bonfz Express.
Choo-choo! That's right, Corey, mate. The Bonfz Express is back, and round four's done. And what was round four? Just an injury round. That's what it felt like. But before we preview round five, mate, where can the listeners hit us up on social media?
Well, find us on Twitter and Patreon at SC Elites. Find us on Facebook, iTunes, and SoundCloud at SuperCoach Elite. Carnage, Bonfz. Probably only one way to describe it is utter carnage. I mean, do you think there's a team out there that has Fyfe, Howe, Stewart, Naishmith, someone else go down? I don't know. But
Probably the main ones were those four.
that's crazy.
No, I mean, because no one's stupid enough, I think, to pick Tom Stewart, Corey.
I think there is a member of this podcast who's a usual member of the podcast that may have had Tom Stewart.
I think you can call him a sometimes member, but I'll give you some inside information. He told me he was picking Tom Stewart 2 weeks ago, Corey. And I looked him dead in the eye. And when I say dead in the eye, I just read our text conversation because we're just text buddies, right? And I said to him, mate, don't pick Thomas Stewart. There's only one guy you need to pick. And who do you reckon I recommended to him?
Maybe Tom Doday?
No, definitely
maybe
not.
Maybe Jordan Ridley?
Look, I wish I said Ridley, but I didn't. But I'll give you the guy's name. Actually, he's got his own intro today, this guy. He's got his own intro. So here we go.
Oh, God.
The King, Corey, Sam Doherty. I tried to tell that fucking idiot Corey. Here he is, the King. Here's me bobblehead. I know people out there who follow the program for a few years. I reckon they wanted to see this bad boy Corey. Here he fucking is, Sam Doherty. But that fucking idiot Corey, he can get fucked. That's about all the advice I've got for him right now. He didn't trade him in. He's instead of getting 185 points from Doherty, he got about 20 from Stewart. Now, Doherty's averaging 130 on the season, Corey. What can we say about this dickhead? Seriously.
He's got issues. He's pig-headed. He's going to get relegated from Divi 1 because he's got an attitude problem. I mean, he's so lucky dumb. He had Matty Rao.
He's so dumb.
Cannot
look
believe
at this,
it.
Brett. We know he's not going to watch it, Brett, but take a look.
I'll tell you what, for those that are listening on SoundCloud or something like that, just in case you missed it, maybe head across and watch the first couple of minutes of this intro. Bonfz has his Sam Doherty bobblehead that's just risen from the ashes, and yeah, that's all we can say for that. But
like me,
look, I don't understand him. He still doesn't have him. I don't think he's got any intention to getting him.
Corey, if he does not sideways, and I can't even believe I'm saying the word sideways because he probably has to put a fair bit of money to it because Stewart's an absolute donkey. But Stewart's 498, Doherty's 541, and if he can't find 43,000 or thereabouts to do that trade, I don't fucking know, Corey. I don't fucking know. Who did I say was the number one defender in the preseason?
Yeah, Sam Doherty.
Yeah, he is, and he's probably going to be by about 30 points as well. He's a joke.
I reckon 30 points or 30 points on the average.
30 points on the average. That's what I mean.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, it's incredible. The guy is a freak. He is Carlton.
And you know what? Does not get the credit. I'll tell you now, Patrick Cripps put out a game like that, and everyone would have sang Cripps's praises like like the cows were coming home, Corey, saying, what a fucking captain inspirational. Grab the team by the scruff of the neck. I tell you now, he's the fucking real captain, Sam Doherty, mate. He leads. He just leads from the back line. He organises everything. He doesn't fuck up a possession. He's a genuine star.
He is fantastic. He is good, and everything he does, like every time he touches the ball, it is utter magic. And look, if you don't have him, if somehow you're in Brett's corner, go get him. I reckon that Brett's probably the only person that may tune into this podcast that doesn't have him. So, if you don't, you're about as much of fucking. You got about as much brains as Brett does, so that's interesting. He's got two absolute mares in the preseason. Now he's trying to claim the Fyfe injury thing as a scalp and I got that right, blah blah. But the man who said Matt Rao was no good and Sam Doherty wasn't a top 6 defender, He just looks like a fucking
You know,
idiot.
I texted him at halfway point of that game, and I can whip out the screenshots of the messages if you want me to, Corey.
Oh, God.
He was on about 80 at half time, and I said to him, Doherty top 6 question mark. And he just responded with, I think he's going to scrape into top 13. he's a dead set flog. He's actually just a dead set flog.
I will give you one too. I did message Brett for today's podcast, for no reply as well.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a constant thing these days. He's very. I found Brett's active at the moment during football games. Loves to whinge and bitch about scores, have a look at scores. You know, suss out what's going on in the field.
He's a real whinger at the moment, isn't he?
Message him for a podcast, and he's fucking nowhere to be seen. Corey, just call him Casper.
He's about as wide as Casper as well, too, brother. Hey, look, before we get into sideways talk and all that jargon, I want to talk about the rookies, cash cows or whatever you want to call them. A lot of them are at a premium price. I mean, for those who held Tom Green, good on you. Fantastic hold, but he dropped to 94 on the weekend, negative 21 break even, 197k. He looks like a man. Hayden Young coming to his own with an absolute blinder on the weekend, 223k, so probably a little bit more expensive than most want to spend. 109, negative 21 break even. Williamson, is that Tom? Is that his first name, Tom?
Yeah, Tom. Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy Williamson, 178k. You know, had a couple of people beaten up on him the week before. He dropped to 76 with a negative 26 break even. I'll bring Tristan Zeri's name into it because he scored 54 with a negative 6. He played the one game on the weekend, so he's going to have his first price rise. He's kind of a bit of a little gem as a ruck forward, too. I don't know how long he'll keep his spot. And Caleb Sarong, 175k with a 71 on the weekend and negative 2 break even. Bonfz, are you aiming 1, 2, none? What should go with the rookies this week? I mean, I know we're going to get rid of Fyfe. If you've got Fyfe and Howe, is it even worth looking at a double downgrade this week for potentially 3 premiums over the next couple?
You don't want to throw away a win, that's for sure. I mean, I think you want to remain competitive this year. Wins are going to be tight, so even if you're taking the L, you probably don't want to give up too much percentage, I would have thought. So for me, I'm in a situation where I've got Howe and Fyfe. I brought in Fyfe for Dangerfield last week, so people probably laughing at that now as I say it, because it cost me 70 points, and I VC'd Grundy, and then I thought, no, fuck it, I'll match my captain, my opposition's captain. I went and captained Fyfe as well. So it cost me about 150 points on the overall, Corey. But look, I think you can't. I know there's a plethora of them, and in an ideal world, you don't have Howe, you don't have Fyfe, you don't have Naishmith, you don't have Stewart, and you just go get 2 of these guys. I mean, you rattled off all those names, but there were many more players to debut over the weekend, and probably even going to get a return in Harley Benalla, would have thought, into the teams this week as well. So there's going to be a shitload. The advantage we have is that these first price rises that we see aren't always steep. So for me, I'm only going to grab the one of them, Corey, and I'm going to sideways the other one. I'm talking about Howe and Fyfe here. I'm going to get Stephen Hill. And I don't even know if you mentioned him off the top, did you?
No, I didn't actually, which is pretty stupid because I wrote Sarong and then I wrote Hill too, but I didn't say his name.
Yep. So I'm gonna, and I was big on Hill in the preseason. I like it because the experienced body, he's playing off half back, all that sort of jazz.
You say he was going to get injured, you can't touch him, and then he got injured. Then you said suck it to everyone. I don't think you were very big on him.
Yeah, probably. But no. But I was big in terms of, look, the games he plays. I think his output's going to warrant his kind of selection. And I did say that, but in the context of 30 trades for the season and all that sort of jazz. Now, essentially we can run 2 a week. So the Stephen Hill proposition now is a lot better than I feel like what it was going into the season with 30 trades over 22 weeks, whatever it is. So Stephen Hill comes in for Jeremy Howe for me, and that'll pocket me enough money to do Fyfe to Neil, which is something I desperately need to do. And I'll have a shitload of cash the week after to probably go grab another premium midfielder, I'd imagine.
Hypothetically, this upcoming week, you just told Fyfe misses 1. Would you hold and then change your trades and go Howe and grab another defender somewhere else?
100%. Yep. If Fyfe's only missing 1, without doubt, because I've got a few holes.
I think it's 2, 3 to be honest.
It's 100% not going to be 1. But in that kind of situation, I mean, there's probably players that are running Stewart, Darcy Cameron. Some people might have Robertson still from the start of the year. And they may have 1 or 2 other kind of floating rookies that aren't producing much, or maybe even not playing at all. And I think the earlier you get some playing rookies, then that'll provide that cash generation that you probably need for later on in the season. So I mean, if you don't have these injuries to deal with, 100% this week I'm grabbing 2 of them.
You like me, still got Fisher McCasey and Zirk Thatcher that are just absolutely doing fucking peanuts.
Yeah. I mean, Zirk Thatcher sideways to Hill,
Yeah.
or McCasey sideways to Hill,
Yep.
would be appropriate for you, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Well, McCasey's playing is just dropping 36s, so it's a real slow burn over
Slow,
there.
but you know what's difficult as well is with Stephen Hill. I mean, he had 50 odd in the first quarter. He only ended up on 73. So if you watch that first quarter, because I rewatched that game after Carlton's win on the weekend, and yeah, Stephen Hill's first quarter. I mean, we're talking like 2 contested intercept marks he took, and like 8 kicks in that quarter or something like that. Every single one hit the target. So I guess that's maybe a bit where you're going to get from Hill. You're going to get, maybe a good quarter, and then hopefully that'll, get him to 70, 80 and, yeah, kind of just go from there. But probably expect him to get more than 12 touches anyway. I'm not sure what he had on the weekend, but probably around 12, 13, I think.
You think Tom Green's sticking in that side for a while?
Yeah, you know what's interesting? Canelio, the morning after, might have been on SEN. He was just shoved into the forward pocket for that game. And that was real interesting because he essentially said that in order to get Tom Green to play, someone from the midfield had to miss out. And he said, essentially, that was me. I'm the captain. I'll do what's right for the team. And he went and went out of the midfield. So probably a concern if you're holding Canelio because it just seems like Tom Green obviously, has a, pure midfield spot, can't really do anything else. And we know Cogs can be pretty handy up forward if required.
Correct me if I'm wrong, did Canelio say that didn't work as well as what they thought it was going to work? Did he say that in that same interview?
I think he was talking about maybe his output on the game.
Okay. Yep.
It might have been in relation to his output, but you saw when the whips got cracking, last quarter, they had Green in there, they threw Canelio in there, because they just tried to, win the contested ball and get the ball forward. That's what they needed to do to win the game. But who did GWS have this week? I don't think their fixture's changed, has it?
They've got, it's the last game, Hawthorn.
Yeah. So, I mean, you kind of look at that midfield and, you think, gee, do they really need Cogs in there, to be honest? I mean, O'Meara, Warple, and Tom Mitchell. It's not the best midfield going around.
That's fucking pretty contested, though.
No, it's a good midfield, but
Yeah.
If you're looking at Tom Green and maybe what his attributes are, and people probably think, okay, lack of speed, then it's not like he's going to get absolutely burnt up through the midfield, or GWS are going to lose out too much there because Mitchell's slow as dog shit. Warple probably got a bit of pace around him, and I don't think Amir is that blistering either.
No, I do like Wingard as a midfielder, like in SuperCoach at the moment too. He's putting out some good numbers as well, just off the side topic.
Wingard, very, very good footballer.
Yeah. Oh, very good downhill skier.
Very, very well. Very, very good footballer, I reckon. He's gone 131, 60, 122, 136.
Fuck, Lockie Whitfield's going to leak some cash.
Yeah, he will, but he's top 6 scorers. You don't need to worry about the cash he's leaking because he's actually not losing.
His average is 74 now. I don't think that's even close to top 6 numbers, Spons.
Corey, he's got a 6 in there. Or an 8. What did he score when he got knocked out?
Too bad. If you're a champion, you don't go score an 8. You don't get knocked out.
Touche. But if you take that out, he's probably averaging, I reckon, mid to high 90s.
Now, just before we get onto the topic of the primos and everything, I just want to talk. I'm really happy for Carlton getting the Thursday night game this week, Bob. It's
it might be a good I think they wanted to reward St Kilda more than anything. Bit stiff Gold Coast. Who did Gold Coast have this week, actually?
Gold Coast now play Geelong.
Gee, that could have been a pretty handy Thursday night fixture, I'd imagine. But
I think too hard to figure that out because didn't Gold Coast come down from Queensland?
And also Geelong played on Sunday, so they're not going to back up 4 days later. So, I mean, Carlton's games I feel like have been at a minimum close.
Yeah, well, look, they fucking had a great
St
game
Kilda's
the other
been in
day.
good form.
Who did Carlton play last week? Can't remember.
They played Essendon and Gorey. What do you have to say about that?
What happened?
Well, we just hang on. I mean, we probably should have won by about 7 goals, to be fair.
Yeah. I think the Bombers, they showed, at least it was competitive. They showed a good game. They had a lot of heart because that's what I'm hearing from Essendon supporters this year. Yeah. They've got a lot of heart. They've held on for some gutsy wins. They just held on against Freo and they just held on against Sydney, and they've only just lost to Carlton, who are fucking up and coming team, mate. Essendon, they've got some heart. Who do they play this week? Because I'm really worried for the team that they come up against this week.
Collingwood, you might be in some
Ah,
strife.
fuck, we're screwed.
I'll tell you, this could legit be the funniest podcast this time next week if you
Oh,
somehow lost to
fucking
them, and especially after Merritt getting rubbed out to this week because of his very cruel act there on Jack Savannah, a little love tap. But I mean, he broke his rib and
I'd fucking.
bruised his lung. Whatever.
It's a like I know it happens a lot, but the second you fucking inflict injury from a fucking cheap shot from behind, you deserve to be rubbed out.
It's a punch that's broken a rib.
No
how
shit.
people can sit there and think he's not going to get at least a week from that is beyond me.
I could walk past your desk fucking 6 times a day and give you a little cheapie to the ribs, and if nothing happens, it's fine. I walk past your desk, break your ribs at work, I lose my job.
Yeah, probably.
You know, so shut the fuck up, you Western spastics. That's it. Absolute fucking clowns. You deserve what he got. Don't cheap shot people.
To be fair, I think when it came, to the end of that game, we may have even been cheering for Eston, Corey, because
mate, I've never
had the shot?
ever wanted
Who
to
had the
play
shot?
to kick a goal after the siren more. And it was the double-edged sword. I was sitting there. I tell you what, he's taken the mark, and me and the misso, we're having a date night watching the footy, yeah? Because we don't do
That's what you do.
any of those bullshit fucking movies or anything. It's straight into the footy.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there, and she's laying on me. I had to, get a bit of a cuddle.
Just in a headlock there.
Mate, when Townsend marked that ball, I was up. Her fucking head went flying. I just jumped straight off the couch. I'm like, fucking Townsend! And all I could think, I'm like, if he kicks it,
it's 50 points.
It's 50
it's
points.
Like 50
and
points.
if this dumb dog misses it, they lose the game.
Yeah, yeah. And then, the irony the day after, we also had Simpkin last shot of the game against the Hawks, and he's missed as well. Or was it out in the full? I can't remember what happened. But
that's point.
I mean, imagine, Townsend slots that, Simpkin slots that. We're probably 100. Our teams are probably 100 points better off right now.
Crazy. But, yeah. Look, I'm not a gambling man, Bonfz, as you know. But I'd quite comfortably take Pies negative the line this week. It's probably going to be like 69.5 or something. Fucking no. Honestly, though, no Heppel, no Merritt. They're in some strife.
I'm not even sure Heppel would have made a difference, to be honest.
No. Could be good for Dev. Dev owners should be happy.
Well, yeah, interesting, because I've seen a lot of people actually trade him out this week, Corey. And I'm sitting here thinking, why? He's averaging 93, 105, 105, 70. And in his 70 on the weekend, he had like 20 touches, a few tackles and a goal.
Funny while we're on that too, because we were texting during the game and I didn't check scores because I was legit just watching the game. It was, and I did choose to watch that game over the other one as well, funnily enough. But I was texting you through it, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm in so much shit here because Dev's gonna be fucking flying, and you're just like, no, his shit hasn't hit a target. I can check the scores; he was on like 70 something.
It legit did not hit a target. A lot of free kicks against, and a lot of direct turnovers. Sometimes when you get those ineffective kicks, they sort of go down the line, but you've gained 50 yards, the ball ends up out of bounds. You don't get much for it.
Yeah.
He had none of that. Like he was kicking 30 meters and just like hitting chests of Carlton defenders, probably mainly Sam Doherty, to be fair.
Fuck.
Yeah, so the people that are sitting there thinking, "Oh, look at me, I'm going to trade at Devon Smith." I mean, just fucking calm down.
You know what? This week, honestly, fuck it, I'm going to put my money out of their mouth. If Essendon beat Collingwood, I'm going to go buy an Essendon membership. if Essendon beat Collingwood, mark my words, this time next week, if Essendon beat Collingwood, I'll buy an Essendon membership next week.
Can you like do one of them gold type memberships? Not this 3-game bullshit.
I'll buy a pet membership for me dog.
Pet membership.
No, I'll look into it. I'll get something.
You get something. I mean, who gives?
I'll support the club. Yeah, I'll get an Essendon membership.
Well, what about this, Corey? I mean, you might not even have to. I reckon you could do something for the community here. You could say, if there is a community member out there who might be struggling to pay for their membership, Corey, you might even offer, to help assist with that instead of buying a brand new one.
Can I just buy them a membership instead? I'll get some flog that'll be like, yeah, mate, I can't afford me $200 membership. Can you transfer me $200?
Yeah. No, that's not.
We'll look at doing something. I'll look at doing something. Something Essendon fan related.
I know that I think we're all confident here that Collingwood are just going to, particularly after getting the loss on the weekend, they're just going to come out and absolutely touch them up, I think.
We'll see. Some lucky Essendon fan might get a free membership off me this week. He's
I'm
the
gonna have a
Essendon
look
fan that wants to mention it.
while you
Isaac
get us on.
Place is surely a Essendon member, right?
Well, if he isn't, he probably should be with the amount he craps on about it. Now, while you get us onto the next
Mr.
topic,
Ma.
Corey, I might even just have a look at what sort of memberships they've got available.
Yeah, okay. You're right. Done.
Yeah.
You quickly look up, and I'll buy some kind of. I mean, I don't want to be dropping $600 on that shit club, but
No, you don't.
I'll look at something of standard value. Well, next topic, Bonfz. I suppose we've got to get on to the conversation of. We'll start with Sam Naismith, I suppose. I mean, you got lucky enough that you pissed him off last week, or 2 weeks ago,
2 weeks ago,
3 weeks
yeah.
ago now. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now.
Round 2, going into round 2, I got rid of him.
Yeah, so that worked well. There were plenty that held the poor bastard. What do you do? Do you spend a little bit now and go to Pitney? Do you go down to? I mean, you can't go to a Zeri. I suppose if those who have got the 3 ruckman, they can go to a Zeri. If you've got Segler, can you get Segler in the ruck for a bit and go to someone like Zeri? What the hell do you do as a Sam Naismith owner?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, if you got Segler, you do a bit of DPP action, and how much is Naismith worth?
Having a look now. Sammy Naismith, 296.
Is that all he's worth?
Yeah.
But look, for 296, you could probably only, I'm sure you could find 200 somehow, with a downgrade and maybe some leftover money in the bank or something.
Like if you're one of those Fyfe or Howe owners, you can go all the way down. Yeah.
Something like that, and maybe just go get yourself someone you consider to be a top 6 forward. That's if you're a Segler owner.
Yeah. Well, the other option is a Fyfe down to a rookie and Naismith up to Gorn.
No, don't like that at all. I mean, I feel like if you got Fyfe and you go Fyfe down, I mean, you might be able to pocket 70, 80. I mean, with a little bit of luck, with a bit of money in the bank, I think if you don't have Segler, I think you can trade in Segler into your ruck position, first of all. If you have Segler, I'd just do a bit of DPP and then go get yourself another forward-line player. And I guess that's just where I'm sitting with it. I think 700, I mean, where are you going to pull 400K from to go get Max Gorn? I mean,
I just told you.
Yeah, but like you can't do Fyfe down to a 200K, 100K.
Fyfe to Hill, bro.
How? I
Via
mean, you need
DPP.
a fair bit. Okay, yeah. Swing who into the midfield? Simpkin,
Buterick, fucking Rivers.
Yeah, someone like that. Yeah, okay, that'll make a bit of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, then you're getting Gorn as a replacement for Fyfe, which is very, very good.
Yeah, almost like for like, I'd say.
Yeah, but if you don't own Fyfe and you're not in that kind of situation, I think you just got to, do best what you got. I'm not a big fan of bringing in Pitnet. I mean, I know, he's 130, and then nearly 100 again, but he's already gone up fucking 150,000, and his break even's -1. So his break even's, going to turn positives come next week, and he's going to lose a 130 from his system. Providing, we're not sure what he's going to put out this week. So, it's a tough space, man. It's a really, really tough space. But yeah, I like the idea of that sort of forward line player. Maybe you don't have a Devon Smith. Maybe you go to Devon Smith and swing Segler into the rucks.
I think this week's going to be Pitney's toughest matchup as well, too.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean,
he did have Gorn.
He's come up against Gorn and he scored 130. Corey. He's who do we just play on the weekend?
I think the game circumstance had a lot more to do with that than anything, though. That
I think
last quarter, absolute fucking comeback where he was.
Disagree, because the last quarter on the weekend got him a lot of points. But the 2 weeks before that, no, he was SuperCoach points the whole game, the whole way through.
I was talking about that specific game.
I thought you were talking about the Melbourne game.
Yeah, that game. Most of he had a 60-point last quarter.
And scored 70 in the first 3, so he was still on track for 100. So 100, not a bad score, isn't it?
No, not for Ruckman. What's the average in bro? Anyway. Still over 130?
Who, Pitney?
Yeah.
No, would have gone under 130, 86. So
Daniel's no one Ruckman at one stage.
Yeah, he's they put up a graph on the weekend actually. The players most hitouts to advantage kind of per game and that kind of crap.
Yeah.
And he was in like the top 2 or top 3. I think he was.
He's been a good ruckman. You know what else I've liked about him too? He does a lot of what Goldie does as well, where he gets his own clearances and he was not afraid to hack the ball forward. And we were talking about the other night with Grundy. Like we were texting about it. How fucking annoying was that game to watch? Like he's first to ball, and instead of grabbing it and clearing
Yeah.
it, 50 meters forward. He's just doing these little pissy tap downs to no one.
And especially these little double taps that
Yeah.
just go straight like this. Like just fucking grab it and handball it to a player. Maybe a bit more on the outside and get some run going from the midfield. But albeit us, to tell Brody Grundy how to play football. But
Yeah, well, you were, the ruck coach, Stewart. So.
And if I wasn't, I should have been.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, look, Pinane is probably. I don't know if you can buy him at that price, but that kick off the ground, that I think we got a direct goal out of that. He sort of hit it forward a bit, he followed it up, booted it like 40 meters off the floor, and I think it was the goal that brought us back level with the Bombers actually. So he got some mad points in that last quarter on the weekend, certainly because of the closeness of the game.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get off some ruck conversation. Before we go, how important is having Joy Simpkin right now?
It's yeah. I mean, we've got a forward average in 123. And I think we can very, very comfortably say that's top six. Let's just leave that. We can leave him there. I mean, barring an injury, it's we picked him up at 400 or maybe sub 400, and yeah, barring an injury, that's been probably pick of the season, I'd imagine at this point.
Yep. Corey
Well, maybe apart from Sam Doherty, to be honest.
Corey
yeah.
draft pick watch, absolutely killing it, boy. Love it. All right, before we go down back, let's go Fyfe. What's your Fyfe plan? Who are you looking at? What's jumping out at you?
Neil.
Yeah, Lockie Neal. That's
it's the only
obvious
option
for you, isn't
it's
it?
the genuine only option. I spoke last week and I wrote a bit about in my captain's article how there's not many players we can trust, and I thought Fyfe was one of them. How I was wrong. Neil is the only player in the midfield right now you can comfortably say, yes, I'm going to lock you in for 120 points. And I don't care what anyone says.
More.
Well, and I'm talking minimums here. I can lock you in minimum 120. And the thing with, look, he might be 763. It's going to break your bank, but you're buying 2 Lockie Neals. You're not buying 1. And the comfort you've got in that, I've been lucky enough to only run into him, I think, 2 out of 4 games at the start of the year here against opponents. But the feeling of never have to run into him again is one I'm going to enjoy. That's for sure.
I'll give you 2 things. One is the highest praise I'll ever give you in my life, so eat a dick. Right now, Lockie Neal is on the same level of confidence I had that for those who have listened to the podcast for a long time with Patrick Dangerfield a couple of years ago, where it was you captain Dangerfield at all costs. If you can VC Dangerfield, you VC Dangerfield every single week. That's how I feel Lockie Neal right now. 2, you probably won me my league game on the weekend. Talking about Lockie Neal and Grundy, and I was almost comfortable in taking that Grundy score of, what was it, 138 or whatever it ended up being, 135 in the end.
35, yeah.
Actually, you didn't, but you come close to winning it for me. That was not enough to cover it. And you said, well, Lockie Neal doesn't go below 150, so you've just got to trust him. He outscores that, so I captain Lockie Neal. I ended up winning by 20, so it wasn't enough to cover it. So
okay, that's 12 points, but it made you secure in those last few minutes, I guess. Hey, the bloke kicked 6 fucking points on the weekend, Corey.
Bro, how's that same game multi?
I mean, yeah, I've seen that 20 leg one, and Neil's apology, whatever it was, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it was, that was
last
fucking
leg
hilarious.
Fucking kick a goal.
Imagine kicking
6 behinds.
Imagine having $10 on a 2001 to 1 shot, and Lockie Neal's just got to kick 1 out of 6 goals.
Has there ever been a midfielder that's kicked 6 behinds before?
I'd imagine there has been. It'd be rare, but between him and McCluggage, I kicked 1 goal 11, I think, on the weekend.
That's fucking insane. Hey, did you see Miles Hulk's tweet?
No, I didn't.
Cop the drive by from Lockie Neal. Who the fuck?
Oh yeah. Who are you? Yeah, who are you? Fuck, that was good. Speaking of Adelaide tweets, how's Bryce Gibbs commenting on the Baggers as well on the weekend?
That was funny.
Fucking, that was a message. But Lockie Neal, genuinely, and I'm so angry at my selection of Naishmith now at the start of the year because of that Naishmith drop. I'm angry with St Kilda because they fucking dropped Dylan Robertson. Because of all that carnage, it's the reason why I didn't have Lockie Neal from week 2 of the season.
Yeah.
And if I had him, I feel like I've had him, VC or C every single week after that. You were lucky enough to, be able to pick him up. Probably from a little bit of encouragement from me, even though I fucked you up with Townsend on the way out. But fuck, I tried to tell people that they needed him. Round 2, it was the time to get him. And now it's like I feel like I'm getting him at peak. So now it's kind of like, look at all his monster scores. Like he's
He
not
done
averaging
this
100.
last year, remember?
Yeah, he done it last year. And now I'm just thinking, like, I just trade him in for Fyfe, and I'm thinking here, sitting here going, you know what? In 8 weeks, I can probably get this guy for 600.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you run the risk of doing that? Like,
The scariest part of the weekend was his fucking score at like quarter time or half time was like just on track for a normal
fuck all.
midfielder.
I was on the course with Serial Pestiza, and we were constantly loading that game, and he was whinging and bitching a fair bit about how he captain Neil and how shit he's doing. And next thing you know, you're reloading it, and oh, he's jumped up 18. Oh fuck, there's 10 minutes has gone. Oh, there's another 30, and then I finally seen him crack a smile. I remember being the first time in his life as well, Corey.
Not just fucking insulting someone.
Yeah, well, he was trying to. I can assure you of that.
Hey, the ruckman right now. I know we were
Yeah.
talking about it before. The ruckman, Grundy, Goldstein gone.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
From this point on,
Yep.
I feel like Grundy might be back in form. Goldie's so hard to turn down. Like this was a no-brainer at the start of the year. If I'm running this week, I reckon Grundy Goldie this week.
Do you know Todd Goldstein's, if he's not leading, I know he's in the top like 3 contested possession. Clearance plays in the AFL right now.
Not that
I think he's
surprising.
leading it. I think he's leading that stat.
And he gets his boy Ben Cunnington back this week too.
Crazy.
That was his lowest score in the year as well, 116 on the weekend.
Yeah, that's because he versed the best ruckman in the league, but
Yeah, Segler.
bro,
Hey, that's another thing. You know how you're talking about
Curva score 184. That was shit.
Yeah, interesting.
Hang on. Here's a great stat. Guy scores 184 this week. His total points on the year is 211, and he's only played 2 games.
Yeah, he had a stink around one, didn't he?
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Probably nothing important. Actually, it was on Cherry. I think the reason they played Cherry on the weekend was, to be honest, North might have just been scared about how much Hawthorn just intercepting that ball.
Yeah.
Sicily, McAvoy, Frawley, Frost, how tall they were. So would not surprise me to see Cherry just drop this week because they're coming up against the Dogs now.
How scary was bloody Sicily's first half?
That fucking had me so paranoid because I needed him, Tom Mitchell, and Segler to score like 240 for me.
Yeah, I needed 280 from Seg, Simpkin, and him.
Oh my god!
As well, so we were basically in the same boat.
Yeah,
because we had Simpkin and Mitchell just absolutely flying.
Well, Tom Mitchell's on like 80 at halftime, and I'm thinking, fucking, I'm home here, boys. I need 160, and then I turn around to Segler's on like 24, and Sicily's Sicily's like 9. I'm thinking, no, this can't be right. And then he comes out with a 68 point third quarter, and I credit myself to that because I was sitting there watching a bit of Big Brother Corey, and I turned to the missus and I said, look, SuperCoach not going too well. I'm going to need to depart Big Brother and turn on the footy because I feel like if I'm watching, then my players, they perform.
Hang on. So when did you turn that game on?
Third quarter.
Fuck, so you missed the... it was still shit quarter. I mean, you missed the useless shit before that.
Oh, but I saw the Sis. I saw Sis score 68. And then I legit, like after watching 20 minutes of that quarter, came back and I was like, all right, catch me up in Big Brother because I'm fucking home now. Sis knows I'm watching him. We'll finish off here, don't you worry.
Done. Good episode of Big Brother, by the way. Don't ruin tonight. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I won't. Don't worry.
Nah, good. Tell you what, fucking yeah, that's Sicily. It was pissing me off during that game watching fucking Brett tweet about it as well.
Oh, no, I've muted that guy on Twitter unless he directly mentions me. I'm not seeing any of his shit. He's honestly. I used to have notifications on for him because I used to be interested in what he says. Now I haven't got much time for Brett anymore, to be honest.
Fucking sucking a lot lately about his shit team.
Well, he picks fucking DeGoey. What does he want?
No idea.
Actually, let's give the community an update because we got DeGoey and versus Doherty overall points.
Yeah, and then I just want to give the community update about another side bet we got going on here too.
So, fucking Mitch Duncan.
He's fucking good, that guy.
He might be top 8 this year.
I think he is, man. He's like Gaff. Like he just gets heaps of cheap ball.
That is unbelievable what he's doing.
But yeah, can we have an update, please?
Oh yeah, sorry. Total points. So the goalie's gone 280 in 4 weeks. Doherty had 185 on the weekend.
You want another laugh? So me and Big Lukash, yeah, we go last 2 weeks. So I don't know, we were fucking drunk arguing. I think you were there. Yeah, that night after golf.
Yeah, probably. something like that.
Zurha versus Degoe.
Yeah, that's right.
Degoe won that week. Yeah. So anyway, after
Yeah.
golf the other night, we catch up again and we're having a drink together. And he's like, "You want to go again for Zurha to beat Degoe?" I'm like, "Okay." Degoe scores like 60. Zurha drops like a 30. Guy owes me another bottle. Fuck this shit.
Oh,
Yeah, but fucking all the same.
fucking unbelievable.
He was fucking toxic on the weekend. They were so bad. Hey, we have to ask the question too. For those who own Neil, where do they go with Fyfe?
I mean, do you go the Bont now, Corey?
Fucking, I don't know if I can trust him.
Neither do I. And on that basis, I'll go Andrew Gaff.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going with Fyfe this week. I'm going
Yeah.
Gaff. It's funny because if Boak would have popped off, I probably would have had a look at Boak. Yeah, it's fucking.
I mean, you've been riding my coattail with Gaff, I think, all preseason. I rode him at the back end last year as well, Gaff, didn't I? So, and 7 WA games to come. I'm very happy with. I think that the only reason I'm not considering Fyfe to Gaff is Gaff is consistent as fuck, right? Like he's just so good. Where's the 140s, 150s, 160s every
They're
now
just
and
not
again?
going to come because
We just don't see them.
They're cheap kicks, bro.
Yeah, and so you get a guy that you just know 100 to 120. You can lock that in every single week. Don't worry about it. Bloke doesn't get injured.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. When he has a really good game, he might score 130. But if he has a shit game, he's still scoring 110.
Sorry.
Gaff's the guy you need. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going this week, and I think that's where I was going. The one that I really want to fucking pick Mitch Duncan. Like, you don't know how bad I just want to fucking have him in my team. Like,
Yeah.
just for the bet. But you know who else I don't mind lately? Taylor Adams, man.
Yep.
Your boy.
Yep,
TA
my boy.
is fucking being grouse.
Injury prone as fuck. And if I
Yeah,
learned
I
something
know.
from Fyfe this week, I can't go Fyfe to Taylor Adams.
Can I ask a question? Now, I don't
Yeah.
know Titch, and I'm still looking at Gaff beyond over Titch. Is that
Yeah.
stupid?
No. I think Gaff's better than Titch.
But I just like how much
Titch has that
Gaff
ability.
gets.
Titch has that ability to go, here's that 160. Right? I saw on the weekend, here's that 143. We could see a 190 from Titch at some point. Gaff doesn't have that in him, yeah? But when you get those 160s, when you get those 140s from Tom Mitchell, you look at his other scores this year, you're getting very low hundreds. You're getting, high 90s. You're getting shit like that.
And do you remember Brownlow, Tom Mitchell, in that year that he exploded? He didn't have any other, like, real serious midfield players around him. Like, now I think Warple offers more. I think Jaeger does enough. I think Wingard is becoming a really good, like, outside player for them as well. So,
Well, yeah. And Wingard's taken points, obviously. I mean, he's kicking snags.
But then again, how do you argue with West Coast midfield? They do the same thing.
Yeah, they do.
But is it everyone just giving the ball to Gaff because they know how good he is with it?
I think Tom Mitchell's probably more central to Hawthorn than Gaff is to West Coast. I think,
of course.
Yeah, and because Tom Mitchell's got that contested game about him. I mean, he finally tackled on the weekend. You have a look at his tackle numbers over the first few weeks, and they were very, very low. And then you look at him on the weekend, it's like, okay, he's starting to lay tackles. Bang, there's his 140. Maybe he's getting free kicks. He's getting extra contested possessions. Just laying tackles, stopping clearances, whatever it is. But his tackle numbers, and I can bring it up. Just give me a sec. But he's averaged fuck all this year. So first game, he had three in round 2, 1 in round 3, and then he had 8 on the weekend. And so, real vintage kind of Tom Mitchell is, we're averaging 7 tackles a game for the entire fucking season. So if you can start to tackle again, then, and we saw it on the weekend, he was able to do that, then back, we're going to get some more of those 130 plus scores from him.
It's so funny too, because I think he's a player that, if I was telling you was sub 600, that you should be looking at. Like,
what could be the deciding factor here? He's sub 600. Gaff's a little bit more than 600. Gaff's going to hover at that price. Tom Mitchell's got the ability that when you want to bring him in later in the year, he could be 670K. Later in the year, Gaff's still going to be 620.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't fluctuate in scores. So if you want to
wouldn't it make more sense to get him now then?
It would, if you feel like he's going to, continue to tackle, going to continue to get the ball. Gaff's the safer option, I think. But if you want to be a little more risky, the upside on Tom Mitchell is
He's
certainly
high.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Talking about Gaff not scoring 140, he dropped to 137 2 weeks ago as well.
hey, it wasn't 140, was it?
Yeah,
But
exactly. Yeah, fair.
the
Touche.
and the thing with Tom Mitchell is like his season's been underwhelming, still averaging 113. Like it's not a
Yeah.
bad pick. He's probably going to be top 12 in the midfield regardless of
Oh, and he's got the ability to be
tackles and
number
that kind
one
of
from
shit.
here to the back end of the year right now too.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Fuck, Jai Simpkin for Fyfe. Is that a possibility if you don't have him? Or would you prefer the safer point? It's funny. Would you prefer the safer points? The guy's averaging 123.
Yeah. Because of Simpkins' break even at the moment, I'd probably take Simpkin and security in the fact that he'll be a top 6 forward. And then it
What could
just
he average on
means,
the year?
well, he'd probably do 110. I mean, the last 2 weeks we've seen him without Cunnington, and he's gone 140, 119.
It's funny just that you say that because I argued that Cunnington coming out of his game would be worse for his game than better.
So you reckon Cunnington coming in helps?
It's better for his game, I think. Yeah.
Hmm.
But it's
Well,
like I didn't think he could do the contested work that he was doing as well.
Don't think anyone saw this one coming. And if you did, you would have been laughed at, particularly by me in the preseason, that's for sure.
Well, look, in the preseason, I knew he was good. I didn't know he was going to be that contested without Cunners, though.
Yeah, it's been very good. Look, I don't mind it. If you can do a bit of DPP, get him in. I think he's going to be close to the number one forward sort of from this point onwards. He's still 520k, so he offers that 100k cheaper price point. I just, midfielders and ruckmen are generally where the points are at, Corey. So for me, it's, if you're going to get Simpkin, then your first upgrade probably needs to be in the midfield.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's given Michael Walters the respect he deserves either.
No, and it's a curious one for me because with him now without Fyfe is, okay, does he actually play a little more midfield? Does he, what actually happens with him now? It's very curious. I mean, I want to wait and see what happens there, but hasn't dropped under 100 this year. Walters, and with a low score of 109, it's very, very good, and he's got Adelaide this week, so he could just absolutely put up 150. But what does it look like without Fyfe? I'm not too sure.
We probably got to go down back now, don't we? Obviously, if you don't have Doherty, is that just the Howe and fucking who was the other one? Stewart. I mean, there couldn't be too many people that have Tom Stewart, surely.
Number 15, Corey. Here you go. That's
Who?
the guy. Number 15. You're obviously not watching.
Oh, well.
Number 15.
Yeah, let me bring it up. I was having a look. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Lockers.
If you don't have the only must-have defender right now, and I know you're going to say, oh, fucking, what about Nick Haynes?
No. I agree. He is the only must-have. Nick Haynes is fucking jet, but he is the only must-have. I was just having a look because I didn't actually notice this. So Jake Colajasny, sorry, not Cade, Jake, scored 115 Supercoach points on the weekend, and only had 14 touches and 6 marks.
It can happen.
It's like fucking just blown away.
It can happen.
I thought maybe he must have gone and played the Tommy Stewart role, but
or spoils.
Yeah.
You can't do it off the basis of one score like that, though.
Where's Jeremy Howe go to?
Well, like I said, for me, it's Stephen Hill. If I didn't have to go get Lockie Neal, and it would have meant I have a little bit more coin on me, I probably would have done. I wouldn't have hesitated to do him to Jake Lloyd. I think for me, if you're looking at primos, there are probably 4. And for me, in order. So if you don't have them, you take the first one off the rank here: Doherty, Lloyd, Sicily, Haynes, in that order.
Oh, Nicky Haynes!
Well, he has to come into number 4. I mean, I just, you look at what's going on and you think, okay, who are the other big dogs back here? And you think, Laird's not lighting it up, so you're probably not going to encourage people to trade him in. Basher Hooley had a bad score, so you don't want, he's going to dip a fair bit in price. Same thing with Shannon Hearn. Like, Shannon Hearn's going well, but he's probably going to dip a bit. I'm never, ever going to recommend Braden Maynard at this early point in the year.
Especially
fucking,
he's getting so much fucking ball, though.
Yeah, he is. And it begs the question now, they use Howe off the back flank a fair bit. Does Jack Crisp now become more of a designated kicker out of the back line? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see, an upturn from Jack Crisp coming here. But, I imagine that, the 4 rattled off there at the start. And look, Nick Haynes, yeah, all right, averaging 105 is fucking going ton, whatever it is. He doesn't have that 140 in him.
Nah, but
And
just pencil it in for 100 every round, boy.
well, I think you can pencil it in for 80.
Bull
But
fuck. He's a gun.
I'm not sold on over 100 for the entire year.
He just
And
gets 15
because
touches and takes 10 grabs a week.
but what happens when he's not able? What happens when those 8 to 10 marks and 6 of them being intercept contested? What happens when that halves? And
Oh,
that
you mean
because
like on
that's
the weekend against Collingwood when he dropped 103 or 105 or whatever it was?
do you know how many intercept marks he had on the weekend?
Yeah, at the end. Guy's a
But
freak. Just
still
pick
a
him.
lot.
Fucking gun.
But it
Guy's a
was
gun.
still a lot. So
Does Phil Davis going out
I'm
affect him?
cautious. I'm very cautious with Nick Haynes still. And that's
I'm
why he
not.
comes in at 4 on that
I
list, but
fucking
not
got
number
him.
3.
He's so good. I'm so happy I picked him.
Actually, you know what? I'm elevating Jack Crisp above Nick Haynes.
No. I prefer Maynard right now before Crisp.
I don't know if I can trust Maynard, man. Like, you seen his hairstyle?
I reckon it's the name and the attitude that goes
Probably.
with Maynard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about Jordan Ridley?
Well, I mean, he couldn't. I get him as him, Redmond, and Gleason. I can't fucking tell the difference between the three of them. I don't know about you, but can you?
Yeah, I know. Well,
You
I'm
sort
an
of,
avid,
you
I'm
sort
an
of know,
avid,
you got
I'm an
14,
avid
8,
Bombers watcher. I'm
27.
potentially going to be an Essendon member this week. Fucking, of
They,
course I can.
they're kind of similar players in terms of, I mean, Redmond's probably a bit more bigger, bit more pacey, and probably better with foot. But Ridley's ability to intercept mark has
Really
actually
not
come as a
foot
surprise
too.
because you look at their back line and you think, okay, what's going on here? You got Hurley, they got Hooker, and typically Hurley's done a lot of this kind of work in the past, but and we thought Zerk Thatcher was going to break into the team, and all of a sudden Ridley's like, hello, what about me, kind of thing, and I mean, we'd be foolish to think he's going to average 114 on the season. He's averaging like that at the moment, isn't he?
He's averaging 109.
109. Okay, close enough. That's not going to happen for the rest of the
I don't
year.
think Caleb Daniels getting as much respect over the last couple of weeks. He's been good again.
Yeah. And I did stuff up because I said they just only played Etihad games. He didn't play Etihad on the weekend.
Well, there you
He
go.
played up in Sydney, still scored 114. So, again, I mean, he's a designated kind of kicker in that back line and uses the ball really well. And I think the designated kickers in the back line, you look at the guys up top at the moment, you look at Dockers, absolutely the designated kicker always hits targets. Jeremy Howe, aside from his intercept work, was using the ball beautifully and getting a lot of it as well. Maynard, apart from that real bad, kick the floor turnover that he had in that last quarter of the game.
Yeah.
Apart from that, again, another really good ball user gets a lot of it. Lloyd, Daniel, the same kind of player.
Tell you what, Maynard has legit come. Like, I don't like throwing this category, but I think he's actually become like almost, I was going to say elite, but I don't think he's there. He's just such an essential part of that Collingwood team with what he does. His size and ability to play on players and take marks and just rack up the pill. I thought Braden Maynard would be just a role player for his whole career. He's a very essential player in that team. All right, so Jeremy Howe. Give me give me 4 players. Straight up. The 4 players, the ones you mentioned before, is that where it's going?
I'm taking Haynes out and I'm putting Jack Crisp in.
Okay, so for me, obviously, it's Dockers. Jakey Lloyd. Fuck, I can't believe I'm saying this. It's probably Braden Maynard. But with extreme, actually, no, it's fucking Nick Haynes because I love that guy. Oh, and Sis. I forgot Sicily. Yeah, and Sicily. Yeah. Brandon Maynard just misses. Sicily's ahead of Nick Haynes, sorry.
Yeah, so you probably just confused everyone there. But
yeah, so should I start again?
Yeah, go for it.
So it'd be Adam Sard.
Jordan Ridley, Michael Hurley, Cale Hooker. Done.
No. So Dockers, Lloyd, Sicily, Haynes.
Yeah, and so the difference we have there is just Crisp and Haynes.
Fuck, they're a dime a dozen. The defenders, aren't they? It's fucking heaps of them.
Yeah, and you look at who's the 10th highest averaging defender at the moment. It's fucking Levi Casbolt, Corey.
Yeah, we got a question about him in.
Did you see me answer it? And then I deleted it, and I answered it, and I deleted it in the Discord because I knew you were going to crack it when it came to segment.
Just popped up, segment. So yeah, I didn't. Yeah. Hey, what happened to your boy DBJ on the weekend?
Yeah, obviously had his first bad on for the weekend. He's still doing better than Houston. Maybe I shouldn't have bitched out on my move there.
Yeah, exactly. You fucking would have been dominating that. Dan Houston is an absolute fucking cat. Oh, fucking honestly, I hate Ken Hinkley. Hope he fucking
Let's not
Hurts
go
his
there, Corey.
knee.
Let's not go there. But somehow,
I
you're
really
still-
happy too because I was almost getting sucked into Lockie Weller as well. And fucking
yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
So how's
Actually,
Aiden Core start to the year all the way?
Yep, I've seen that. His last two have been very good.
Yeah, it's yeah, what is it? 2 massive scores in a row. He's fucking
I think it
so
might be.
60, 65, 103, 102.
Yeah,
Aiden
like I said,
Core.
the only reason I know that is because I had a couple of injuries in what do you call it, draft, and then I'm like, okay, who can I get here? And Aiden Core came up, 103. Maybe I'll have a look at his first couple scores, and the 60-60 came up, and I'm like, yeah, probably a one-hit wonder on that score. And then he come out with 102 again. I'm thinking, maybe I should have got him in draft.
Fuck, shit me this week. Fucking Tommy Doty.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, when there's that much ball in the back line and you're an intercept player, like how do you not put up a 70?
And they fucking love giving him the ball too.
You want another story about the serial pest from going? He was cracking it because he was watching scores right. He really wanted to win this week, but he didn't. He had. What are you laughing at?
Couldn't have a better count, by the
way. He had Dode versus Ben Crocker.
That's a filthy. Didn't Crocker pop off?
He didn't pop off, but he beat Dode by like 10.
That's fucked.
He's looking at it the whole time. He lost by 20 points, right? All he needed was Dode to outscore Crocker by 9 in that game for him to get the league win this week. Imagine taking that. That's probably paying $1.04.
Yeah. Oh, fuck it. 100%. 100%. All right. Questions?
Yeah.
We covered enough injuries, yeah?
I think we have, and there was fucking a lot to cover.
Wado, how to Maynard, Lloyd, Sicily, or Haynes? I love it that you wrote Doherty on this and got 6 aeroplane reactions.
What happened?
Let's make it 7. Wado commented last week. It was on June 27th, so before I even had the question fucking thing out. He was like, how to Maynard, Lloyd, Sicily, or Haynes? And you wrote Doherty, and now 7 people have commented with reacted with the fucking aeroplane emoji.
Well, I don't get the aeroplane emoji. What's
Neither
that
do I, but someone started it and 7 people have followed.
Does that mean like that's gone over my head?
No idea.
I'm not too sure, but I just thought that was good advice. Doherty's clearly the guy to get. How to Maynard, Lloyd, Sis or Haynes? Lloyd.
If you can get up to Lloyd. Yeah, I love it. Just off topic, I love every Sunday when the first question goes through and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I should probably put out that podcast question below for the thread. So it's always the one question above my fucking podcast question below. Shane Milroy, how's the Doc v DeGoey bet going? Doc is smashing it.
Yeah, well, Doc's to about 230 up or something.
Yeah,
to
5. Little peanut, keep or trade Fyfe. You trade who for?
Keep or trade Fyfe. And we've spoken about that at length today, haven't we already? So, ideally Neil, if not Neil Gaff.
If they don't own Dangerfield, does Dangerfield come back?
I considered going Fyfe back down to Danger, and I couldn't do it out of fucking stubbornness because I just traded Dangerfield to Fyfe.
My opponent this week done the same thing.
I want to see more. I want to see more from Danger because the first 2 I was not happy with.
Yeah.
And I told the community last week, I'm sending a message. I don't care. I'm going to get rid of him. And he sent one fucking very big message back to me, didn't he? He goes, well, fucking here's Fyfe's fucking hammy.
Exactly.
And he's that
fucking how bad was that hammy? To go doing absolutely fucking nothing.
He done nothing. He did nothing.
They're the worst ones to watch. I reckon I watched the mailman go harder than fucking that was.
Oh my god.
Hot Shane.
Mm-hmm.
Hot Shane, good punter by the way. Hot Shane. Hey, good background too. He's got Matty Rowley's photo.
You know he's a good punter. Jetters.
Yeah, real good punter. Paddy Lipinski.
Lipinski
too late. He's gonna fucking hate that. Too late to go Williamson. I'd say the other way around. Houston to Williamson.
Is it too late to do that?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think it's too late.
Houston shit.
in one more week, it's too late to get Williamson. I don't mind getting people. Look, I know that people like, oh, we've got to get them
I
right before
agree.
their
I
first
agree
price
with you
rise.
here.
Let them have one price rise. The
Yeah,
first price rise is never too fucking steep,
I
right?
strongly agree.
Let them have the first price rise. That's why I'm not fucking going chaotic over here thinking, oh shit, there's a million to get. All right, no worries. If Benell's in this week and he plays the week after, I'll get him at 150k instead of 123. I'm okay with that.
Was saying that on the golf course last week that the one thing I hate more than anything this year is the one game price rise.
Yeah,
Hate it.
2 game. Yep.
Yeah, two. Yeah, sorry. So 2 game. Hate it. Think it's so shit.
They have to, but shortened season.
Yeah, but fuck us. I would have preferred it the other way. Dazza, Coronas. Any rookies we should be looking to move on either up or down? Got 220k to play. Who is your most important rookie for the week, by the way?
On field.
Yeah, like that's that you haven't got. Was it Hill?
Oh, as in who's my main target?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hill. Although at that price point, I feel like Benell's probably going to be the best. I don't know, man.
If he fucking gets selected again, surely he has to come back in.
I think after the stick Melbourne got, and
fucking the
that was stupid.
I don't know.
I
I don't
mean,
know the fucking energy that they lacked, or fucking pizzazz.
he's only going to play 50% of the game time. So
Yeah.
Stephen Hill.
You know the thing with
stick
Benell, and
with
this is
Hill.
what I don't understand because they don't have enough of these. Benell has the ability to be a match winner, and Melbourne fucking seriously lack that.
I don't know if he can win matches at this point.
He definitely can because he can go forward and kick 3 goals.
I don't think he can.
That natural talent alone can do that. He's got more talent than you do in your fucking foreskin. The only problem is he can't get out in the field.
Oh fuck! I don't even know how to respond to that one.
Just play the straight bat.
Just, I don't think Benell can win a game of football for a club again, unless it's a shot after the siren, and he's probably done fuck all before that.
I reckon he can go kick 3 this week and absolutely annihilate who are they playing.
Yeah, he won't earn another Brownlow vote, that guy.
Richmond. Oh fucking hell! Is this just the game of the biggest shit dogs you can imagine?
Who?
Melbourne and Richmond.
Oh, that's
the only game
changed,
the only way that game could have got shitter if it was Essendon v
Essendon. Oh shit. Yeah, it is it's not a great game. I don't even know why we're talking about it.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Not about Benell being a match winner. Your dick.
I don't know.
And
Somehow my foreskin got involved. I'm not sure.
Oh shit. I just worry. This is always a good topic conversation.
What, my foreskin?
Yeah, always good. For some reason, that just reminded me of golf, and I don't know why. Fucking, you want to talk about the fucking cereal pressed nanas on the course yesterday? Or?
He's not.
I feel like golf is becoming a weekly segment.
It is. Now we've had 2 fucking broken drivers, right, or clubs, whatever. Dizzy yesterday could not hit a fucking ball for shit, to the point where I'm shocking, and I beat him by 10 strokes. But during and over 18 holes as well, I beat him front 9 and back 9. And he at one point lost it on one of his drives because he's just got this fucking slice that he can't control, right? Mind you, Corey, my driving's fucking on point now. Last 27 holes I've played, I'm like 1 every 3 holes hitting 200 yards down
Thanks
the
to the new Cleveland driver.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's just turned around, got his club, and he's just fucking smashed it head first into the ground like 6 times. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, it's not worth the money.
Secretly, I'm not even joking. Secretly, I think he wants it broken.
No, that's not a secret, because he was looking at drivers not too recently, so he's just waiting for the excuse. That's what he needs. He just needs the excuse. He's too much of a bitch to make the clutch call and just go grab one. But fuck, that was funny. That was funny, because if anyone deserved probably the third broken club, it was. I mean, because someone has. I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. The third person's going to have to break one because it comes in threes.
Tell you what, I wouldn't mind if Boyles wanted to sponsor the podcast or something.
You should ring Jeff. Hey
Ring
Jeff,
Jeffy.
how you going?
Ring Jeffy Boyle and see if he wants to sponsor the pod. I reckon Jeffy Boyle's a big listener to the podcast. Boyle's good golf. Seriously
Shit,
underrated
it's
golf
Jeff
store.
Ball.
And
Hey, don't
anyone
give
that
him a plug. They haven't given us shit yet.
anyone that works at
Jeff.
a local golf course and wants to sponsor the podcast, get onto it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
we're
want
more
some
than
free
happy.
golf. Ruboy23. That's enough for the golf segment for the week. We'll be back next Monday to talking golf with Bonfz and Corey. Ruboy23 is how shit Adelaide is rubbing off on Laird. How much longer do we hold him? What did he score?
Oh, fuck, 86. I mean, everyone is sooking. You know what this reminds me of? And I'm not saying he's going to do the same thing. But you know, last year when like Dunkley starts the year was like 80, 80, 72.
Like, I've got Laird Black. I think Laird is the only player I've got black booked at the moment.
Like he's gone 88, 72, 107, 86. Like, yeah, okay. The world's not being set on fire, but he's not fucking killing your season. Leave him.
It's worse out there. Dan Houston.
There's a lot worse
Essendon
out
player
there.
selected.
Just leave him. I'm sick of this Laird talk. Just like I'm sick of fucking Clarko and every other coach criticising the game. It's all fucking all right.
Yeah, Clarko only criticises the game because he doesn't do Hawthorn though.
He wanted to deflect off his side, fucking almost choking. I think that's what it was. But fair income.
How's Gil McLaughlin whacking the umpire today as well?
About what?
Yeah, he said I agree with Clarko about the umpires not holding the ball.
Well, you know what that means. There's going to be an inordinate amount of holding
Said
balls
that.
this weekend.
Pick anyone who's going to tackle this week.
Tom Mitchell, get him in. Actually, you know what? I've just changed Bonfz. What do I call it? Choose your captains, whatever it is. Tom Mitchell, number one.
Probably trading Fyfe to Titch now. You'll like this. Dazza, why is Brett so shit at Supercoach? Seriously, imagine picking DeGoey can outscore. Imagine thinking DeGoey can outscore Doherty. #Bont over Cripps.
Oh, this guy Bont over Cripps. He's legit so dumb. I'm coming back with one of these for Brett. Here we go.
Oh, shit.
He's back, Corey. Here he is.
Oh, just close your eyes for anyone that's listening on a non-video stream and just imagine Cripps' head rising from the bottom of your eyes.
It's Doherty's bobblehead. Actually, I probably could have hit him. I probably could have hit him with the Cripps on. I've got the Cripps on floating back there too.
There you go.
I've got an inordinate. That's the word of the day. Inordinate. I've got an inordinate amount of bobbleheads here, Corey.
Only Carlton players.
Only Carlton.
Sam Walsh get one. He got one last year.
Nah, well, Corey, they knew just the longevity of his career. They could postpone that as long as they wanted.
Fuck, I reckon surely they have to send one out to members this year, just like a non-playing player. Millsy, rank in order for downgrade targets: Hills, Sarong, Marnie, Young, Butler.
Butler's not a downgrade target.
That'd have to be a different Butler, surely.
Oh wait, wasn't there one from the Bulldogs maybe that debuted?
No idea.
I feel.
No, that was Young. No, was it not?
No,
Young?
Lewis,
no, yeah, no, it was a Butler.
Lewis Butler. There's a
Lewis Butler. That's it. Yeah. He was good too. He only scored 58, but I thought he was good.
Give me the names again, Corey.
Hill, Sarong, Marnie, Young, Butler.
Hill.
Yep.
Fucking don't really rate the other ones.
Sarong was good, but I like Young.
Sarong was good. Fyfe's out. See, look, Sarong was good. Fyfe's out. Do you really want to be paying that much on a midfield? Like, really, are you sideways in Marlon Pickett to a guy like Caleb Sarong? Not too sure. Butler's defender. I'm not sure we have a lot of defender options, and so maybe he becomes number 2.
I prefer Williamson, unless you've already got him.
Yeah, and Jack Marnie probably won't be long before he's out of the team.
Nah, Marnie was good. I think he'll hold. The thing with Marnie and Butler though is they're so cheap.
Yeah.
So you can have that second look at them. And then Millsy asks, is Taylor Adams a top 8 mid?
Not top 8.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Top 12. Well, I'm a big Taylor Adams fan. Big Taylor Adams fan.
I think the structure of the game helps you.
What's going on with Treloar? When's he back?
This week, I think. He's played 2 games in the Magoos.
Maybe just wait a fortnight, see how Adams goes with Treloar in the team too.
We worried that Tyler Brown's out.
According to you, he's been the best thing to ever happen to Collingwood. That's what you were telling me.
Close to it.
Close to it, but I mean, if he's out, we've just given you a forward mid and a defender mid that you could probably
Hey,
downgrade
can I
to be
punt
honest.
on Anzac Day medal this week, or is that just
I
done and
think
dusted?
I don't think there is. They're not awarding a medal, surely. It's
Why
not
not?
fucking. It's not Anzac. It's not even Anzac month.
Why can't we delay respect to troops? What's your problem against people who serve for our country?
Are they doing that?
Are they serving for our country? I think they
No.
are.
Are they having the fucking what's the toot thing they do on the day? I don't know. I don't pay much attention to this
Typical
stuff.
unpatriotic Italian.
Well, to be fair, I've had no one in the serving the war and all that kind of stuff. So it probably doesn't hit as close to home to me as it might do for some of the community
And you
members out
break
there.
for
So
Carlton, who don't have a significant game on the calendar all year.
that's right. Yeah.
Table King, how many wins do you think gets 8th this year? Fucking hell.
8th, 50%. If you go just over positive, so 17 games. So you want to go 9 and 8
Yeah,
minimum.
I was going to say that probably has to get you there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah. Fuck, doing your top 8 at the moment. What a laugh. Richmond going to make it?
How long are they on this downward spiral? Because in 4 weeks they're no longer on it, and it's just if they turn this. I feel like if they beat Melbourne I feel like they will beat Melbourne this week.
When they beat Melbourne is probably the way to put it.
Yes.
Hey, worried about Dusty, by the way.
Nah, I'm like more than comfortable for him to have another bad one and just wait for him to turn around. I tried to tell you, Corey,
I'll
and
tell
I
you,
should
I
have
don't think
fucking
he's
listened to
fucking
myself.
playing in the midfield, man.
His first 5 is just no good.
Yeah, but his fucking ribs are cooked, man. He can't get near a contested
Hey,
ball.
not as cooked as Jack Salvati's.
Yeah, fucking Zach Merritt, dirty dog. Actually, look, I do feel for Merritt because it does happen a lot, but don't punch people in the ribs.
Yeah, it's simple. He's got to break even at 146. Look, let's hope Dusty can get to 470, really sort of turn a corner and be a nice little cheap upgrade for us.
Do you trade him?
Yeah, it's a Simpkin.
Oh, yes, smart. Yeah. And Table King also wants to know thoughts on Ridley.
I'm not touching Ridley because
Neither am I.
at 400k you want that to virtually be a keeper.
We've seen this happen before. I don't think he offers enough.
He needs to be a keeper at 400k. You're not buying him to fucking make you $80,000. It's not worth the trade.
No,
So if you're buying him, he needs to be top 6.
Yeah.
And is he top 6? No.
No, I don't think so. Especially with how much top 6 talent we got down there. If you picked him a couple of weeks ago, clap. Benny Rothberg. Benny Rothberg, who's actually a big fan of getting in the Patreon fucking voice chat as well. So
loves it.
I love Benny.
I
don't reckon enough members use that feature though.
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
and when
if
they
you
do,
ever
they
get a
generally
one-on-one
come to listen. I reckon to us talk fucking shit for a bit and
Thursday when teams drop.
The platform's there. So if we've got Patreon members out there that aren't jumping in, I mean, you can lock me in every Thursday when teams drop, sort of like between
You can almost
6...
lock me in every night at fucking 11
yeah,
12
11, yeah. But honestly, between 6 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. on a Thursday night, when we get a lot of team news, there's a lot more scrambling going on.
Yeah,
we consistently get 8, 9, 10 people in there.
Yeah.
Come in and have a chat. Talk about your team.
Benny Rothberg, yes or no for do we continue to hold? Pitney.
Yes. What? Why would you not? Why would you trade him? His break even is -1. He's averaging 120.
Yeah, Tyler Brown.
Oh,
wow. I think you hold till he's dropped.
I think you have to hold to his. I mean, his break even's only 2. Yeah.
Noble, who you liked his game last week, I didn't.
Yeah, a lot better than originally. And again, break even 17. So when wasn't his break even 30 something last week, and we were talking about you kind of have to ride this out. Remember, last year I often spoke about multiple waves, multiple kind of peaks, and you kind of got to get through those. So he'll be on his sort of second peak wave, if that's even.
That's a term that I miss, I reckon, because I reckon you said it almost every podcast last year.
Yeah,
the
waves.
Love the wave. You're gonna ride the waves.
You're gonna
ride the break-even waves.
Yeah.
And Brander's worrying me.
Yeah, he's gonna play this week. I'll tell you how that Bailey Williams. I'm fucking getting shitty with him, Corey. They've made that many. Is he even in the hub? Is he in the hub?
I don't think so.
I've got a feeling he's not in the hub because if he's not getting a game while they're fucking dropping all their other ruckmen, and there was talk this guy here was, going to play centre half back and ruck round one if it wasn't for a slight hamstring strain. Where's he gone? I don't think they took him to the hub.
Happens every year, man.
They did not take him to the hub. So Bailey Williams will remain somewhat in my squad. I know we're meant to be talking about Brandon. I've got beef with
No,
you.
no, no. I don't mind that. There'd other people have him. Hey,
Williams, he will remain in my squad until we see what happens. When they go back to Perth, and if let's hope they lose this week, then they go back to Perth and he's fucking first into that team. That'll be great.
um, I thought this was a little bit thoughts about Wingard, and then the back half of this question is Devon to him only costs 75k. I'd be holding Dev, but I really like fucking Chad Wingard. And you were all about Chad, and I wasn't, but his midfield minutes are pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's very, very good footballer.
Is he going to be the type of player that next year doesn't go see that midfield?
He's going to be the type of player next year that people will see this year and be like, "Oh fuck, he's good." They'll start him, and
yeah, and won't be as good in a full.
Yeah, he's that hybrid high half forward kind of player who's benefiting at the moment from reduced game time because he's still hitting the scoreboard. Still kind of getting touches.
3-3 on the weekend.
He's very, very good. This guy, very, very good.
And Benny Rothy follows it up with. So we're not agreeing to trade Dev.
I'm not trading Dev, but if you're asking me who is going to be better on the season, I'm saying Wingard is, but I'm not encouraging to trade Dev to him.
Especially with all the other bullshit floating around this week.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on Caleb Daniel looking near his best again off the halfback?
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. He's an interesting prospect. He's the kind of guy again, and we spoke a few about a few of these guys on the pod so far. They don't score these 140s, and I feel like earlier in the year, I don't know. I just want that kind of point of difference when I see them as a pod coming up. I want to know that okay, if I fucking needed a 140 from them, I've got like a 20% chance or a 5% chance. You know what I mean? Like I see Caleb Daniel there, I'm like, all right, I'll get 90 to 110, like guaranteed, but I'm not getting that 140.
Yeah.
But you kind of need to balance your team between the guys that can go high and those just real consistent performers.
Those safe ones, yep. Crispy. Been a while for Crispy. Luke Parker is a good option in the midfield. 116 average to start the year.
Yeah, had a good start to the year, Luke Parker, but I've been burnt, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. There was kind of like that patch after he really kind of exploded on the scene where I just constantly went back to the well for him and he got me every time. And for that reason, it's a no from me.
Yeah, he's the kind of primo mid that can have a lot of 80s in his game.
And sometimes 60s.
Lordy Lord asks Howe down to a rookie or sideways, and I suppose that's kind of like you, almost a team structural thing.
Yeah. So again, because I needed the money for Fyfe this week, because I need the money for Neil, I'm going to do Fyfe. I'm going to do Howe down to Stephen Hill, get Fyfe up to Neil, and then that extra 300k, whatever it is I got in the bank, I'll probably whack that on top of, let's say, Tyler Brown next week and turn him into Andrew Gaff.
Yep. Without looking how many tons, Eli 50-58, without looking how many tons has Levi Casbolt posted this season.
He's been good every game. I'll say 4, but I feel like if he had 4, we might have spoke about him a bit more in defence because his average would have been higher.
And then how many more can he put up for the year? I know he had one in round 1. He scored 100 on the dot in round 1.
Yeah.
And then I have no fucking idea what he's done.
Just bringing him up. Then he came out with a 48 against Melbourne, then a 110, 126. I'll tell you now, no Charlie Curnow this year. He's thriving in that forward line, and he loves it in the ruck too. Now,
real good set of hands. What's his position?
Forward ruck at the moment. I'll tell you now, if there's some injuries to that Carlton back line, and he all of a sudden starts lining up a centre half back, he done it at the back end of last year, where and I think this is where all his confidence has come from, and it's where he's had a good start to the year here. His aerial work in terms of intercept stuff from the back line was very, very good.
Imagine he could kick a footy.
He can.
Oh, yeah, he's fucking great.
Well, he had 2 fucking out in the full, but the other 3 went straight through the middle.
He's the best contested mark in the league. If he could kick, he'd fucking be the best forward by country mile.
I don't know about the best forward, but he's...
If he could kick a goal, think about how fucking good this guy would be.
He kicked 3 on the weekend.
Oh yeah, fucking who'd you play? No shit.
You
played
can
the
only play
fucking
who's in. You
worst
can only
team
play
in the
who's in front of
competition.
you, brother.
Yeah, well, fucking, you could have kicked 6 against Essendon on the weekend.
Well, Corey, if I could have kicked 6 against Essendon, I would have had a bad game.
Oh, very good. I don't know who this is. This is Oregon. This is almost first time questionnaire, by the way.
First time, long time.
Jack Gack,
It's almost like a fucking fake name.
and his photo is toe heel.
Okay, so he's a long time. He's a
Yeah,
first time.
no,
long
he'd
time.
have to be a long time, but could be
Yeah.
first time question or changing your name. Is Howe oh, fucking hell? Is Howe simply a straight swap for Ridley or to another defender? Or would you be better off trying to get a primo mid using DPP and downgrade a rookie, e.g., pick up Max King?
I've given up, Corey.
I think we've discussed this enough. Fucking Ridley's the last one. Like, it's almost Tim Mitchell shit. That.
For those that don't fucking know, I am supporting Freeze MND beanie, as I will be for the rest of the year. I've just fucking pulled it over my entire face because I can't believe the shit I have to read and listen to. So I've just tried to block all my senses there.
Bomber 56 wants to know if it's too late to pick up the Chad.
No, how is it too late, mate? He's sub 500 still.
Yeah, I know. I think he'll be okay at 550. He's rounding out the top 6 still.
Yeah.
He'll probably be one of the last I get in that forward line.
Agreed.
Yeah, but I'll definitely be looking at him. Shane Milroy, can your podcast still be called SuperCoach Elite if Brett is a host? At least his shit team makes me feel better about my team.
Look, that's the reason why Brett's still associated with us, to be fair. It's
What?
just to give the community hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. If one of us are bad, they feel like they're going all right.
Dizza reckons it's time for Dizza to be on the pod.
Yeah, you know what I reckon? I reckon Brett's hiding behind this whole fake fucking, I don't care about this year, fucking bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
He's hiding behind.
Dickhead.
Because why would he be whinging and sulking this much on Twitter if he doesn't care about the year, eh, Corey?
Eli's just having a dig about Dizza having the Jack Stevens photo.
See what he scored?
Was
he even play on the weekend?
Didn't actually. I missed that game. I missed it.
Remember in that conversation pre-season, Jack Stevens versus Devon Smith, and Jack Stevens come out with 56 points across his first 2 games as a total. Corey,
that's fucked. Fucking Stewart, he wasn't picked around 1.
He's legit. He's lost so much. He's already lost 40k. He's down to 320, Corey, with a break even of 130.
And this is the last one. Naishmith to go on a Goldie. We'll see Dusty going to Jack Stephen. But Naishmith to go on a Goldie.
Naishmith to go on a gone.
Mm.
I mean, you can't lose in that situation.
It's funny too because I think Goldie's in better form, and yet Gorn still probably pops out more points than him.
He's been more consistent this year. I mean, Gorn's had that one bad game. Goldie hasn't had one to date.
Goldie's been incredible.
Mm.
All right. VC and captain.
Wow.
I know there's an article, but you can give the people a little bit.
Well, to be fair, Corey, it's the article's exclusively for Patreons virtually these days.
Yep.
And that's
it's not
got the alarms in the
virtually.
front.
It is exclusive to Patreon. So if you want to see Bonfz's captain's pick, fucking sign up to Patreon. What month are we in?
That's 29th.
I was going to say, you can still technically sign up for free, but as of the 1st, the payments start up again.
So that might just be a reminder, though, to anyone that is a Patreon to, if you're not willing to pay for the service, you might want to cancel it.
Yeah. But look, thank you for everyone that's, stuck around supporting. Thank you for those who tried to say that we could take your money, even though we weren't fucking really doing too much during that period. We do appreciate you all, and like we always say this every week, but it's not just a plug; it's actually genuine. I fucking love Patreon. It's one of the first things I do when I log on in the morning. Actually, is check the Discord chat.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not even joking. I log up normally like Discord chat. At the moment, I'm always like phone up. First thing I'm opening is the Optus Sports app and watching the highlights from Premier League overnight. I'm a big. Do you check scores or do you watch highlights first?
Of what?
Like
Premier.
Yeah.
I don't watch highlights at all. Like,
Wow. So
if
big
I
like
remember a game's on, I'll check score. That's it.
big like, especially at the moment, getting up if there's one game on, I'll watch the 3-minute mini match or I'll watch like the goal rush for the night, and that's how I found out who scores for my FPL team.
Not bad.
Fucking, it's so good.
VC will be Grundy this week, though.
I love how you just ignored all of that.
Couldn't give a fuck about it, Corey.
Yeah,
Listen.
fuck it.
VC's Grundy there, and look, the thing is, I know Cripps wasn't super last week, but this is the team that he bullies, the Saints, and he's got a very good career average against them. Corey, he averages 128 across his 7 games against them. So if you're thinking, yeah, fucking, I'm comfortable running into Neil, and you want a guy who maybe could go 160, it could be Cripps on Thursday night. But I think the safer thing to do is just Grundy into Neil.
You know what's funny? I think I want to go Neil into someone now.
But you got no one on the back, like unless you got Gorn coming up against Name Curvis. I mean, realistically, if you don't have
You got
Gorn,
no
you're
one.
not going Neil into anyone.
What about Titch?
No. You can't trust the C on Titch, because when Neil gives you a 120, and let's just say worse, you're taking that. You're not even risking Titch. Yeah.
So what's the score that we got to cop from fucking Grundy?
Yeah, I think, look, sensible. We've got to be a bit more sensible this week. I think I'm putting the line at 127.5 on Grundy.
Why are you worried about Neil? Are you worried that Neil can get tagged? Or?
I'm curious with how Port Adelaide's travelling at the moment, what that's going to mean in this game, and how it's all going to unfold. So
It's going to be a good game of footy.
Yeah, it should be a good game of footy. And look, Neil should still do very, very well. But was Port Adelaide the team last year that did something to Neil? They came out and fucking tried to bash him before the game started.
Fuck,
Was it Port Adelaide?
No, that was Geelong, wasn't it? Didn't they do that to Dangerfield? Or was that 2 years ago?
I've got a feeling.
Remember
it
that
was
big
Lachie
melee with Dangerfield and Port?
I've got a
It might have
feeling
been
it was
2 years
Lachie
ago,
Neil.
though.
I've got
Yeah,
a
maybe.
big feeling it was Neil. And look,
That's
I don't
probably
know
because
whether
they listened to the fucking song beforehand. You'll never tear us apart. Really got fucking G'd up.
and
How good have the melees been, by the way?
Oh, the Gold Coast one was fucking grouse.
I reckon they should put fines away for a melee.
Well,
just
actually,
like during COVID.
Corey, alert. Lockyer scored 177 on Port Adelaide last year, so the line might be 169.5. He scored 177 and 118 on Port last year. The 177 was at the Gabba, so maybe I might jack it up to 130. But I mean, fuck, look at your matchup. Look at what your opponent's doing. Look at your uniques. That's what I like to tell people to do. Do your VC on someone you think can do good. I think Grundy's the guy this week. And then have a look at your matchup. And if you can just match, your captain, if you feel like you're going to win with taking captains out of the equation, go for that route. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just as simple as Grundy, just because he's got the fucking easy picking against Bell Chambers.
I think Collingwood probably win by 5 goals minimum, and Grundy should feature. Yeah, he might grab the ball out of the ruck this week. I might tweet him.
Yeah, fucking at him. Tell him at him. Grab the ball out of the ruck.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, very good. All right. Well, what else do we do? I fucking tend to forget when we get to this late in the pod.
Corey, we're probably about 17 hours in. We might just need to wrap it up.
It feels like I went for a while, doesn't it?
Unless you want another Doherty entrance, mate, I suggest you shut it off.
Can we just get Doherty float out one more time?
Yeah, you knew he was coming, brother. You knew he was coming.
All right, that.
It's a good-looking bloke.
I don't reckon the bobblehead does him justice either, by the way.
I've got to say, Corey, I tend to look at this bobblehead from this angle as well, Corey. Yeah. If you want to know what angle I'm referring to, Corey, listeners out there, you might need to get on YouTube. But let's leave it at that, eh?
Every Tuesday night he gets a little turn.
Well, it's not fucking every, just virtually every night, Corey.
Yeah,
it's about every 4 to 6 hours.
All right, Elitis, on behalf of Bonfz, myself, Doherty, fucking not Breda because he's just a cocksucker. And our
There's anything
Elitis,
wrong with that, Corey?
Sorry, and our Patreons at patreon.com/SC Elites. Peace out, community, and thank you for watching/listening.